Me, hello.
Hello, teacher.
Nice to see you. How are you today?
Fine, thank you.
hmm And can you please tell me how was your day today so far? What did you do so far?
Today I today I just went to school, then I got home. I'm just sleeping.
hmm Okay, very nice. Okay, you went sleeping. Okay, and what will you do on the weekend? Tomorrow we'll start the weekend. So what are you going to do on the weekend?
On the weekend, um, okay, I still don't have plans, but I think I will stay at home doing
hmm
my homework. I have a lot of homework on the
hmm
weekend.
Okay, so what homework do you usually do on the weekend when there is a weekend? So what homework do you usually do on the weekend?
This week I have English, German, Mondays, and math homework.
hmm
I have to study for the test.
hmm Ah, very nice. So you need to study for the test. Okay, so and can you please tell me so what is something about your test? Okay, so I want to ask you which test is when do you have this test that you mentioned? When do you have your test? When are you going to have your test that you mentioned? So when will you have your test?
I will have a Tuesday next week,
Next
next
week.
Tuesday.
Next, okay, very nice. And I want to ask you about this test. Is this test hard, easy?
I don't know. I don't know. I think it's easy if I study hard.
hmm Okay. Now we will start. We will start. We have here just one moment. We will have here a lesson about. Okay, I want to ask you. We will have a lesson. I don't have material for this lesson, but I found something that is because we finished our lesson. But I found some interesting material that we will have debate. Debate is something that you think, okay, about certain questions. So we will have a debate based about these questions. Okay, so can you please tell me, is it allowed in your school? Is it allowed to have a phone in your school? Is this allowed to have to bring the
No, it's
phone?
not allowed.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and why is not allowed?
I think because if we have school, like students will always be use phone
Mm-hmm.
and they will like chatting, like they are not studying.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I think so. And because I think phone is not allowed in my school is like it's not a problem. And it's
Mm-hmm.
like it's a very good idea.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
I think
so
it's only allowed in some like in university, in high school.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, because their like their lesson is more difficult. So phone is allowed.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so and why do you think is what is your opinion? Is it okay to have a phone in your school? Okay, when you are in your school, is this okay to have it? Okay, so what do you think about this? Is it okay to have the phone in your school? In your opinion, so what do you think? Okay, I know it's not allowed, but what do you think about this?
Um, I think think no, I think we're not allowed to have.
Mm-hmm.
at school. Phone at school. Yeah, I think it's a good idea.
Mm-hmm. And
If I
why?
go
Why?
to the like a high level, I think we should have phone with, but only after finish school because I have to learn here for 3 years. But the school is not allowed to have phone, so I think I need to if I want to bring phone, I need to be in a university.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. So this is something that okay. So for example, this is something that uh, okay. This is something that is okay. Okay. uh, to have. Okay, and what do you think about some other things, other devices that you can bring in your school? Okay, so what do you think about bringing other devices? So what is your opinion about this when you bring some other devices to your school?
It's also not allowed. Like if we bring a device, it's just like a bring phone. Yeah, so it's not allowed.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I know it's not allowed, but what do you think if you're sick? Okay, what is happening, for example, if you're sick and you need to call your parents? So what is happening in this situation? If you're sick, what is happening in this situation?
Um, if
For
it allowed, I
Mhm.
think it will be a mess
It will be what?
because like it will be a mess
Mm-hmm. Okay.
because like I don't know what they can do with that, but I think it will be bad.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So that how they can inform your parents? Okay, so they can inform your parent. How they will inform your parents if you are sick? Okay, so what will happen in this situation?
Um, parents.
Okay, so how they will inform your parents? Okay, so you imagine that you're sick, and how they will inform your parents that you're sick, that they need to come to your home, or so. What is happening in this situation?
Um, I think my parents will be mad at me.
Okay, but no, you didn't understand. Okay, so I asked you, for example, you're not allowed to bring your phone, but
Yes.
okay, but you're sick in your school. Something happens that you feel sick in your school. So how they will inform your parents that you feel sick?
I think they just call my parents
Mm-hmm.
by phone number, and my parents will come to pick me up.
Mm-hmm. Ah, okay, I ask you this. Okay, so they will come to pick you up. Okay, very nice. Now we have here our lesson is about should cell phones and beepers be allowed in class. Okay, so now let's see. Okay, so let's see this text. Okay, and I will try to contact okay VIP for the next class that give us another material. Okay, now can you please read this text?
Should cell phone and beepers be allowed in class? One of the problems with cell phones and beepers is that they can be major source of distraction. There's nothing worse than someone's cell phone ringing in the middle of some of something important, and if the people actually start talking, is even worse. This while many teachers are trying to ban cell phones and page from school.
The
They
devices.
climb the
The
devices.
device,
The device
the
they
devices.
screw up their classroom and totally blow their students' concentration worse. If they go off during a test, they can really hurt someone's grade. Because a lot of people disagree. They say kids need patience and cell phones. Some kids have to keep in touch with parents and work rather than abandoning papers and cell phones. Some say that school officials should just make kids use them responsibly. What do you think? Should cell phones and papers be allowed in class?
Hmm. So, what is your opinion about this? Should they, should they, should people wear beepers and let's say cell phones in classes? Should be allowed to do something like this?
Um, Cell phone. I think maybe on. I think only for study. No, no. Cell phone is for calling, right? Cell phone is for calling, so maybe we have if we have some problem, we can use it.
Hmm. Okay. And okay, for what, for example, people can use it?
For calling, like if we have problem, we can call to our parents.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. So now let's see. And do you use when you're learning something? Do you use any devices like tablets, computers, phones when you want to learn something?
Sorry.
Do you use devices when you learn something?
Yes, I use my phone
Mm-hmm.
to have like to research information
Mm-hmm.
if I need to find something.
Like what? Give me one example of this.
Like I need to find information of one famous people, I will research it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. Now let's see. And for what? For which subject do you usually use your phone?
I can use my phone for playing, for study also.
No, no, no. For which subject do you usually use
Oh no,
phones?
I use for all subject,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
any
And
subject.
any subjects. Okay, very nice. And for which one do you use the most? For which one, for example, for which subject do you use the most your electronic device?
Uh, for electronic device.
Mm-hmm.
Electronic device. What you mean by electronic device?
No, no. For which subject did you most use these devices? For
The
which
most I
subject?
use is for English and ethic. Ethic. The topic I learn about. is about some famous people, so I need to research it in English. Of course, I need to use my phone because it's hard. Yeah.
Okay, so this is something that you are using your phone the most. Okay, very nice. And what do you think in the future? Will people use electronic devices in the future? So what do you think?
Use electronic devices.
Mm-hmm. In the future. So we have here in the future. So now let's see. Okay, now I want to ask you, can you please tell me in the future? So what do you think about the future? In the future, okay, will people use devices more in the future? So what do you think?
Yes, they will use even more than now.
Mhm. Okay, okay, very nice. And why? Why is that? Why would you like to do that? Why, for example, people will use? Okay, is it convenient? Is much convenient? Is not convenient? So, what do you think? What do you think about this topic?
Mm, they will use this more
Mm-hmm.
because in the future maybe the like the education is will be developed. Yeah.
Develop even more. Develop even more.
Yes, so they will use more. Yeah, because the education is changing.
Mm-hmm.
Because right now the education is difficult, more difficult than before.
Mm-hmm. More. Mm-hmm. Okay, so it can be more difficult than before. Okay, and in which subject in the future do you think people should use more devices? Okay, so in which subject people will use more? Okay, electronic devices. What are some subjects that people will use more devices in the future?
Uh, think it's about like English
Mm-hmm.
because
Okay.
maybe English or math.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now let's see. Okay, English and math. And why these subjects?
English and math because they're the most two important
Mm-hmm.
uh important subject, let's say important subject in school, at school. And every year the education in each country will be developed. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I think so.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So this is okay. So this is for what they will use. Okay, very nice. And I want to ask you, for example, in your family, who is using the most mobile or these devices? Who usually use uh, devices in your family?
Devices in my family, I think is
Mhm.
I am.
Okay, and how about your parents and your sister?
My parents just don't use it too much. They spend time for the other thing too, not
Mhm.
only on phone, because they also have to work. And my mom is like, and she usually reads some book in the evening. Yeah, and my sister, I think she also uses a lot. Like, her phone is always with her.
Mm, okay. Now let's see. Okay, now let's and what do you think? What do you think for what do they use these devices?
My sister use for study.
Hmm. Okay, and your parents?
My parents use for a lot of things. Study, uh, a lot of things I can tell it. Yeah,
Mm,
but I think it's about it's study and no, not study, working, find
mhm,
some information, and yeah, I think
mm,
so.
mhm. Okay, okay, very nice. Now let's see. And what do you think? Okay, what do you think about okay using mobile devices, for example, when you research about IT? Okay, what do you think, in your opinion, in the future, how much people you will use IT in the future?
In the future, most people will use IT. Maybe the new generation,
Mm-hmm.
because IT is about computer, and maybe those students right now are like very like to use computer. Yeah, so
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now let's see. And what do you think? Would you like in the future? Would you like to study? Can you please tell me? Would you like to study something in the future? And what is something that you would like to study about this? Would you like to study something in the future?
yes, I'm studying right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm studying IT right now.
Mm-hmm. And what do you think about IT? Is it hard? What is your opinion about IT?
It's not so hard. It's because right now I'm in like a new level, being for beginner, so it's
Mm-hmm.
not so
Mm-hmm.
hard.
Okay. Do you have any specific program that you are in? What specific program do you use? Do you study? What is something? Java, JavaScript, C++. So program language. Which program language do you study?
I study about hardware.
Mm-hmm. And what is the most interesting thing that you study about on this hardware? Okay, that you're studying about. What is the most interesting thing that you're studying about?
Most interesting that I study about, I think is maybe like I study now. I study uh insert installation window
Mm-hmm.
and installation RAM. So I think that is most interesting right now.
Mhm. Okay, so these are the things that is most interesting. Okay, now let's see. Okay, now can you please tell me? Okay, so we have here. Okay, this topic that is related to. Okay, we have here yes and no. Okay, now can you please read this yes and no?
Yes, yes. Banning cell phones is totally unfair. Kids don't have phones and pay for fun. They need them. They have to be able to communicate with their parents and their employers, especially if there's an emergency. Sure, kids should use their phones and beepers responsibly, but that's different from banning them altogether. Cell phones and page are here to stay. Kids might as well learn to use them responsibly while they're in school. What does a kid need a cell phone for? If there's an emergency, parents can always call the principal, and students can use a payphone to keep in touch with their employers. Or they can keep a cell phone in their locker and check message between in class. The fact is, cell phone and beepers are really just a way of keeping touch with friends and date. There are too many distractions and kids live already. They don't need another one.
Okay, so this is no. Which one do you agree with? Yes or no?
I agree with no,
Because why? Because.
because the kid don't need like a cell phone for yeah
Mhm. Okay.
for study. No,
Mhm.
for at school.
And what is the reason that you said no? Okay, this is okay. They don't need, but you mentioned that you are using during the study that you are using your phone, for example, to find some informations. So, uh, what would you do, for example, if you cannot find some information that you need? So, what is something that you will do in this situation? Okay, if you cannot find some certain informations, so what I- what will you do?
Fine at home, not in school.
Mhm. Okay, and yes, but you're in school. Okay, but okay, but what is something that they need to do? Okay, so can you please tell me? Okay, if you cannot find information, so what is something that you will do in this situation?
If I cannot find information, I think ask the teacher for the
Mm-hmm.
yeah. If we don't have phone, ask the teacher.
Mm-hmm. Okay, okay. Now that is okay. Now this is something that is um, okay, really nice. And what do you think? What do you think about using um, these devices at your home? Do you think that you are using too much or so? What is something that you think about this?
Using too much?
Mm-hmm.
No, I think I'm not using it too much.
Mm-hmm. And why? Why do you think so? Why?
Because I still spend time for the other things, and because I'm not addicted.
Mm-hmm. You're not addicted. Okay. And do you know someone who is addicted of using technology too much?
They will not spend time for study.
Mhm. Okay. And now let's see. And why do you think so? Why?
Because they are spend time for that only.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm. Okay. Now let's see. Okay. Now we have here. Okay. Now we have here. Okay. This subjects, and in which subjects, for example, in the future, people will not use devices.
Not you devices, sport, PE.
Mhm. Okay. Okay. And why?
Sport and PE. Why we need the device for that?
For example, to measure the time, to see how much.
Yes, but at school usually we don't need that. Yeah, like we just sport PE at school. Like we just do some exercise, some
Mhm.
sport.
But if you want to change some exercise, if you want to see some appropriate exercise for a certain kid or certain students, okay, so what is something that okay, for all of these things, you need to your device. Of course, you need mm, let's say like a tablet or something else. You need your device. If you want to calculate something about percentage of fat or percentage of other things in your body, okay, it's much easier to Google about it. So what do you think about that?
Uh, but actually we don't need it so bad. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
we can do it without phone.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and why do you think? But phone is also technology, part of technology, so you need technology, is that right?
Yeah, but only in university. I think at my age now, the lesson is easy. It's still easy, so we don't need phone.
Mm-hmm. Okay, very nice. Now let's see. This is okay. Now this is something. This is something that can be okay. Really interesting. Okay, and what do you think about classes that people will not have? Let's say in the future, what classes people will not have in the future? So what do you think? So what are some classes that people will not um, have in the future?
But that people don't have in the future.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
Um,
so you're having right now some subjects. Okay, so what do you think in the future? What subjects you will not, in your opinion, you will not have in the future?
I think in the future, I think it's science. We can we can use. No, we can study physics instead of science.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Now let's see. Okay, so this is something okay that people okay will not use. Okay, now okay, so now write me three sentences in a chat box about why tea is good, and three
Why?
sentences
What?
why IT or why devices, electronic devices are good, And 3 sentences, why do you think it are bad? Okay, can you do that, please?
Yes. Um, it can cause shoulder and back pain. It make your posture look uneven and weak. It can make your shoulders feel unstable and weak. It takes time and effort to fix. If ignored, it can lead to more serious problems. You can fix this by training, by right muscle. Strengthening your back will make you stronger overall. Fixing it will improve your posture and confidence, and you will learn more things, and you can get a job.
Hmm. Okay. Now let's see. And what type of the jobs? What type of the jobs people will do in the future? What type of
Sure, people will do in the future.
Mhm.
I think it might be IT.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Okay.
because IT is a job that can find like money a lot. Yeah.
Mhm. Okay. Make a lot of money. Okay. So this is okay. And you mentioned IT and why for example IT is important. Why?
Like, because now we need to know at least a bit of technology.
Mhm.
Yeah, because if we work in the office, we need to know some technology for that.
Mhm. Okay, very nice. Now, and what do you think? What do you think about other? So other jobs. What other jobs can be really interesting for you in the future?
Interesting for me in the future.
Hmm?
Uh,
So, what do you think? What
For
other
me,
job?
I think it's like working office or doing something about sport.
Mhm. Okay, now let's see. Okay, now let's see. Okay, and why? Why do you think so?
Because I also like sports, so maybe maybe some about some professional about some team about sport. Yeah,
Mhm. Okay, about sport. Okay, why sport? Why?
the sport is my favorite and it's my strength. I good at sports.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Okay, okay, very nice. Okay, now and can you please tell me, okay, which sport is popular in your school?
sport popular in my school is football. Football is popular around the world, so my school is not. Yeah,
Okay, now we finished our class. That was really nice. Okay, thank you one more time for joining my class, and see you next week. Okay,
goodbye.
bye bye.